we're cutting aluminum here. Now we hear one little clip for steel. I don't see it. See the eventually the high spot. One little spot for steel.
That's all it takes.
Okay, so that's theoretically below zero. Here's one valve.
How much do you have to take off to get like to have the compression kick up?
Every valve makes a difference. Every 5 valves about a tenth of a point.
So one side was high.
So your sleeve is lower than your aluminum.
Yeah,
So
like
when
I
you
said,
tighten it down, the
once-
pressure was
yeah.
on the outside, not on the compression of the head.
One side was high. Up here when you I can see it shining.
Well, that's because the cylinder is not necessarily true to the center bore. The thing is, it's not cutting on the inside edge where it should be cut.
I'm gonna true it up all to the sleeve.
There's another valve right there.
That's going all the way down. Now it's biting into the metal.
Not all the way though.
Oh, just enough. I can see it shining. That's on one side. Over there.
Yeah, not even 50%. Only a third.
So all that shit was uneven.
So we're 2 thou down right now.
So the whole cylinder was off.
Warped?
No.
It is a warped a little bit, but it's... I'm coming off the bore, and the bore is not necessarily what's centered.
It basically wasn't straight.
That's the moment. The thing is, see how the cutting line goes this direction? So this was higher than this.
Right.
So when you put your gasket down there, it's tight on the outside edge, not
It's
the
loose
center
on the
where it
inside.
belongs,
Causes the chamber.
which makes the thing want to leak.
Yeah.
There's one more thou.
Now it's making an even cut across.
Not quite even, but close.
Where's your safety glasses at, Keenan?
I got a set somewhere.
Safety third.
It wouldn't hit me in the eye, was it? Didn't need it. Okay.
Is that a low spot right there?
So that one thou, everything clean now except for right here. So one thou running from here to here.
So 1.5 is going to probably get the
Now
whole
we
thing.
need one more thou to finish it. You cut the edge.
So you're going to put 2 on it?
And then we got to cut deeper. So you put pressure on it. So when I usually I put 2 to 3 thou compression more on the sleeve than here. So you cut the aluminum away a little bit.
So it allows the compass, so it allows the center to have more pressure.
Correct. So I'm going to re-zero. We're going to be cutting 4 on 12. So I'm going to re-zero this out right now. So I know where I'm at. So we're going to cut 1 thou all the way across. I'm going to cut 2.5 extra. Right there.
Stop right at the lip. Right there at the lip.
There we go.
Half a thou back.
Back to 0. Valve.
3 minutes set. Ooh, that looks good.
So now the aluminum part is 2.5 thou lower than the steel part. So you have a little bit of a lip on it now.
Right, so
S and
total.
S runs up to 3 depending on the jobs.
So total, we took off
And
4.
I undercut, the spline part is low, only the outer 3/16 of an inch or so is what the compression is going to be.
Okay.
Because you look how the gasket's made, it only has a U on it going around, it's only so
Right.
thick.
So the inside has to be a little bit lower.
So the thinner you make that outer lip, the more pressure it puts in that one spot.
Right.
So we wound up cutting the fourth
4.
out off the total, but realistically we cut about
2.5.
2 to 3 out total.
Okay.
Probably about 3 total. Because it's going to squeeze a little different.
At least it's straight.
Well, it's straight to the bore right now.
Right. As we said, I don't have no fucking leaks.
Well, that's because we flattened it out also.
Right.
Straight's this direction, and we can get it flat and round is another. It's a different dimension.
For both, it's actually straight to the.
Now you can do the other side too if you want.
Do I need to?
Unless it leaks.
The bottom wasn't leaking at all. The bottom is fine.
Don't screw with it because it just raises the
Right.
pressure up.
Yeah, the bottom is
So if somebody takes a donut buffing disc on there and knock off those gaskets instead of scraping them, that screws up the surface, you got to cut them things up to 5 or 10 thou.
I peel them off and I take carburetor cleaner in a rag and clean it.
So this one here is
That's
still
fresh.
nice. Yeah.
It should come right off.
See the gasket, you can still see the machine marks in there, so you're good.
Yeah.
This gasket you probably reuse it.
No, I'm putting new. No, fuck that. No, you know, new gaskets. I ain't reusing shit.
Yeah, now you need to deeper the edge here a little bit. Now you're sharp.
And you got that fat gasket. It's. Did you say it was 35 thousandths?
No, the stock gasket is 43.
40 stop. Is that little gray fucker?
Hey, what's wearing on my video? What do you think you're
Oh,
walking?
excuse
you
me.
think you're walking?
I didn't know we were taping.
People. I have delicate ears.
Oh yeah.
Excuse
Oh
me.
yeah.
Excuse my French.
Keenan he's really offended, guys.
I was.
Offended.
That's the same tool I
Deeply,
use.
deeply.
Deeply offended.
That is actually the exact same tool I use to deburr my copper pipes.
So you have one of these imported Israel tools here?
Well, actually, mine's from China.
Oh, these are Israel.
Israeli made, huh?
Yeah, Vargas. That's Israel.
Probably a little bit harder metal.
So I'm supporting the cause.
The cause is
Because I had the best deal on it.
Yeah.
Because I had the best deal.
Or you can get on eBay.
best deal. Remember that.
Yep.
Always save $1.
Now this is the fast one that we got up at the SEMA show. They were supposed to last forever and all that.
Yeah. If you believe it lasts forever, well,
No, I didn't.
you go for fried okra on a ice cream cone.
Yeah. Now, did you bring your other cylinder to deglaze?
The other cylinder's still on the bike. Have no problem with it.
Oh, we said it was leaking.
The other cylinder? No. This one just got rehomed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we already ran the rings through it.
I was still breaking it in. I didn't even
Tore it all up already.
ran the rings through it, huh?
You see all the marks on it, see?
Yeah.
Get that big Trovidine blue mark right down the center there.
Yeah, that does a lot for it, trying to break the motor in.
It does.
Yeah, I realized that after I fired it up, your big buddy was like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you. It might have been good to take that oil out before I." Oh, for real? Now you tell me? It's a little late for that, isn't it?
They make break-in oil for. Guilty. What is this thing? Evil motor?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
I don't know what he's doing.
No working.
Oh, he's setting up the honing machine.
Lights to plug your head up over there. Oh, I didn't do that yet either. I got oil on my hands too.
Checking to make sure it's straight. Now that's those same rings and pistons.
Don't forget to put these back in when you're done cutting your surface. Those don't go in very hard, do they?
They actually could have pulled one of them out with your hand.
I can pull them both out with my hand. There you go.
Yeah.
So much for putting those back in.
Well, they'll go in my pocket. They'll get back in there when they're supposed to.
That's a good thing, because we need to go back in there.
So what is the proper term for what you're doing right now? Tell your
Honing.
Honing. The best part, no gloves.
with his hands. He's an excellent machinist.
Yeah.
No safety glasses.
And the safety
No
glasses.
ear protection.
Yeah.
But I do have my boots on.
He has boots. Yeah.
It's not quite summertime.
If he
just-
drops a wrench, it will not hurt.
No, summertime. I came in here. He's at the freaking lathe, just barefooted, machining stuff.
His experience is how to do this by hand
Oh yeah. I feel.
without setting the cylinder so it stays straight.
Not very straight. Well, stroking speed determines what the crosshair is. Do our plateau cut.
Is that the buffing stones?
They're not buffing, they're cutting, but they cut really, really fine.
Oh, okay. Is that a thing though? Like you buff it?
He went from the bottom of a soft foot to a baby's butt.
Maybe.
Only front pumps. 2 strokes.
That's it, huh?
That's it. You know the cross hatches in there. The scratch marks are still there from when you're running it. So it's really ready for your rings to go back and break right in again. This time you're going to use what?
I'm gonna use braking oil,
Braking oil.
like you are supposed to use.
And who makes that braking oil?
What's the name of what's on the can?
Ride or is it? It's four.
I don't know the name of it.
Driven.
Driven. Yeah.
Yep, it's
I'm
driven
about to
braking
call you
oil.
back. I'm taking care of something right now.
It says braking right on the container, so you know it's braking and then. Okay, so that's it for this. Now I gotta work on that one after this.
What's on the head?
I gotta see about these. Now these rings are already rubbed in there pretty good. How many
Can you-
miles you got on these already?
Total, maybe 2,000.
You can reuse the rings when they're out like that.
I'd recommend putting new ones in again. But what I don't like is the scuff mark he's getting right here.
Now I'm not certain if that was there prior to the motor was taken apart a while ago.
See this on the this is on the non-thrust side. It's not too bad.
What makes that?
This is the pressure side. So I got concentrated load right there, but you can see all the grit going up and down with it. So it's a little bit dirty, I'm guessing. And the marks are in the cylinder, and they're still in the cylinder. See those marks that go up and down in there? When I clean it up, you'll see them a little better. But see the pressure, all the,
Oh, yeah,
all the
yeah.
scratches going
I
vertical?
can see that. Why is it doing that?
And it's on the horizontal. This is the pressure side here. See how it's deeper on this side? That's
Yeah.
the pressure side. This is the coast side or deceleration side over here. Got some dirt in there, pressure and dirt, and not clean the cylinder out enough, whatever. It's got the crap in there. You can see all the vertical marks in there from all the crap. So anyway, I'm gonna go clean this up. Look at that. This wrist pin moving down?
Yeah, I left
Yeah,
the
it still
clip
moves
out.
free. Good. Okay, look at that. That one first thread popped out. That's for shorter people.
Thanks.
Wow, I guess you've never ran a camera before.
Oh no, I haven't used this tripod before.
So we're checking the thread to see if it's still attached to the head by yanking on it, so they're partially broken there. Now this one here, see I'm pulling up a little bit. So these are still kind of in there, but they are fractured a little bit.
I know that's no good.
So this one's definitely missing threads here.
Believe me.
All threads are gone. Shit.
Not all of them.
I mean,
Deep down.
deep in there, there's some threads.
No, only this deep. So why are your bolts only that deep? They should be like that deep.
I have. That's the one that you know, Big Hands Bobo.
Yeah, but why is the bolt not going in further? The bolts are supposed to go in about at least about this far, ½ inch to 5/8
Maybe
into the head.
maybe something's been pushed down in there. I don't know.
See how the threads are stripped out only in the top part? The bolts go in longer than that usually.
Yeah, maybe the bolt pushed some other.
So the
thread.
bolts are not stock, or are they purposely made short?
I couldn't tell you. How deep is that one?
Well, the thread goes in there that far,
And the other one doesn't.
but the thread only went in there that far.
Okay, well there's distance to
Little
get it
difference, see? There's room to put the bolt in deeper if you have a longer bolt. I don't know why the bolt is so short.
down. Well, with the bolt that was.
So do
in
you want me
there-
to helicoil that one too? The threads seem to be like they're still there, but I don't know if it's gonna, how good it's gonna pull the torque.
Well, you might as well do them both. If one's halfway messed up, the rest are good.
Well, they're probably, all of them are the same, but,
They're all the same. No, I screwed the rest in. See, these two he did.
okay.
You know what I mean? Super grip.
So you want me to helicoil these two?
Yeah.
I just got done doing that other head over there, that's in the previous video.
The previously what?
That head over there's done. I did 5 holes on that. He was more aggressive.
That's another Milwaukee A2.
He was a little more aggressive than you are, so.
No, I see me when I put stuff in, I put it in with my hands first. And if it won't go with my hands, that means something's wrong.
Well, I hit the hand first when the torque is.
Well, the torque, see, when you gotta, what I learned, if you on aluminum and you have to screw it in with a screw that won't go in, something's wrong from the get go.
Yep.
So if I can't get it, I find out what the problem is before I start putting anything in there. Some
Instead of
people,
forcing it in.
some people just say, "Oh, let's get down in there. We find something to bite, so it can bite."
Yeah.
Put a wrench on it, we'll go for it. Okay, I need a Q drill.
I have no idea what the fuck a Q drill. This thing right here.
That'll be a drill. I need a Q drill. That'll be that thing over there.
The thing right here.
Oh, that thing. I don't know.
No, dumbass Mexican, are you?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hey, watch your language. Some video.
You've seen me use these before.
Q
Q
drill.
drill. You know why it's a Q drill? It says right on it's Q. You know what Q means?
Nope.
Maybe it's that size right there.
Oh.
You know, this does blow up like that, you know.
Oh no, I see that. But let's see here. Q.
Yeah, I'll give you help. If you use the camera to light it, it makes the light up better too.
Q drill bit.
There you go.
Why is it not the bit?
It's a bit of a drill. It's a drill
It
bit.
represents the size.
Yep. Okay. Now I understood that.
Now you're educated, right?
Yep.
Again. We went through this last time. Remember your bike? Your
Yeah.
motor? Not your bike. You remember your motor?
Yes.
Did we have to fix anything on that motor?
Probably.
Probably did. Okay, how deep you want to go on this?
Oh, where deep is it supposed to go? I guess.
Go,
Yeah.
go until you hit daylight.
No. We don't want to do that now.
You want to go all the way to daylight?
We just want to get it where it's supposed to be.
Okay. Well, springing away. So if we go down until we almost hit daylight, back up a little
About
bit.
an inch and quarter.
How about that, Mario? That work?
That looks really.
Maybe a little higher up.
Yeah, I would say that's a
Right there.
little light.
Okay, that's pushing it. So maybe one more up.
So it doesn't go below that decking surface right there.
Yeah, we're leaving a safe margin of about 80, 90 thou right there. We could push that a little bit more if you wanted to. There's 5 more thou. How's that?
No, I'm not trying to push anything. I want it to be
Okay.
right.
And you go over here and check this one to make sure it's not too deep on this side also.
About the same.
Imagine that. It's the same on both sides.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that is just wonderful.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Okay, now we go like this, and it'll wang right into that hole. How
Just-
far we got to go?
All the way till you hit the bottom.
Okay, see how much
It's
distance
a
we got?
measurement right there. So it's gonna stop when it gets to a certain part.
Well, I don't know how deep the head's cut. I said that's just how deep you can go. Now we can either put the little short helicoils in here like this,
Which will pull back out again.
or we can put the man-sized ones that are a little longer.
You wanna go with Jethro.
Yeah.
Now,
He the man.
you see how those are a little deeper than you need to go? See? So we don't need to go in that deep to put these in, see? Notice that?
So you can back off another 8.
Maybe a little bit. If you'll grab me that 20 cam arrow. Okay, so this one here was just done recently. So I'm pretty sure that's the length that we need.
Looks about the same size as the helicoil.
See how you're going just a little bit deeper, but not much.
Oh yeah.
So that's how deep you have to go to get a full helicoil in. 964. Because I had to drill these a little deeper to make them work. I haven't looked to see if a twin cam and Eve are the same height yet, but now that we have a sample sitting here, let's see what the difference is between these two models.
Probably the same.
That's what I thought. An Evil's got more balls than a twin cam.
Huh.
There we go.
Watch your language.
That's on that side. We're over on this side though. It's still more. Look at
This
that.
is a family video.
Look at that. A lot more.
Yeah, it's about a 16.
See? Stupid ass twin cams. Knew they weren't made right. And this isn't even just a regular twin cam. It's a screaming turd.
Screaming
turd.
screaming chicken.
Not the turd.
All right, so we got plenty of room to go. Is that too fast? Slow down a little bit. A little more. How about that? Like that speed? I didn't hit the bottom of the hole yet.
No?
No. Nope. I hit the drill stop, not the bottom of the hole. So, see how much deeper the factory holes are?
Oh yeah.
So they actually go down even deeper.
Yep, they're deeper. So that means we can drop it a little bit more. At least that much more. Not any problem. Maybe there's a little more room to get the tap in and out, which is good. The twin cam is just barely thick enough to work. Evo got no problem. So how many threads can you put in there now?
I don't know. A full coil.
How long of a bolt can you use next time?
I'm gonna have to buy bolts from you.
The bolt's about this much longer in, I'll say about that
I'm
much.
gonna buy bolts from you. So I know I have the right bolts. Go in there so I don't have any problems. Because the other 2 bolts, one had a washer, one didn't.
They're all supposed to have washer, but
Well, they were 2 different size bolts.
they're probably too short though.
Yeah, I don't want to even. I just want to be able to screw it together and not worry about nothing.
They're supposed to be grade 8 even though you're going to aluminum, which doesn't make sense to anybody, does it?
See,
Aluminum's not grade 8, yeah, we have grade 8 bolt.
well, I think
What's this?
Q.
Damn, you're smart.
Some
What's the Q mean?
It's size. Whatever the size it
It
is.
means it's that size right there.
3.332.
See, the educated program works.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. An educated program.
We'll have a test next week to see if he remembers anything.
Probably. I will definitely forget.
Now, before I had to use this one here. See, I had to tap with this and I had to go to this one to get a full depth hole because the hole wasn't very deep. Now with this one here, I can go full depth like this, won't hit. But I still should knock off that titty. Why is that titty on there? It doesn't need to be on there. So I'm going to knock that titty off one of these days. but not today. Because we're on the clock today. It's like every time I use this damn tool, I'm on the clock.
Now you never make love to a dry hole.
No, I can't put that on my YouTube video site.
Why?
They're gonna insinuate I was saying something derogatory or something.
Making love?
This is too short.
That means you gotta move the stopper down. Come on.
Oh, you gotta move it. That's how you do it?
Oh yeah. Very slow. Very slow.
Is that slow enough for you? Okay, I need a tool over there. Long skinny one in the back.
This one or the one in the back?
Silver, that one. Guilty again. Everybody's pulling out their phone except me.
You don't have a cell phone.
That's
Are you
right.
at the taco shop?
I don't have to worry about it.
By the what? I don't know where that is. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we don't need to listen to your phone
Listen,
call.
listen to me.
See that? The holes in
So you cut that, and then you put the coil inside there too,
it. Yep.
and the coil sits inside the grooves,
Yep. The threads, yes.
and then that's your.
So now you have a stainless steel line thread. But now your 5/16 bolt is pulling a 3/8 inch diameter of aluminum. So it's actually stronger than what the parent job was.
Oh, okay.
Now everybody wants to know why I'm still using helicoils and not using time certs or keen certs or whatever insert they want to use. Because I like helicoils. Helicoils work just fine for me.
Because they work.
And it works fine for me if you put them in correctly. If you don't put them in correctly, nothing works. See, I timed out better.
Yeah,
Went in deeper.
sure did.
But it didn't bottom out. That's the key. Bottoming out's better. So a helicoil works really easy. It has a sharp edge. The end of the thread digs in, which keeps it from unscrewing or screwing deeper. But you have to break the tang off on the inside. If you don't break the tang off, it doesn't insert correctly and the bolt jams up in there and everything wads up. Also, if you break the bottom tab off and you had a bad tap hole, it might bend the last thread around sideways a little bit on you, and then when you put the bolt in there, it jams all up and screws everything up again. But if it's done correctly, the bolt will go all the way through the helicoil, up and down, no problem. If it's done correctly. Time certs, keen certs, all those, they have a sleeve, so it's all one piece that goes in, but they have the same problem. They can unscrew. What holds them in? They don't have the tang to hold them in. They have other things that holds them in. They get serration edges on the top, they have pins you put through them, all kinds of junk to use. They all have a tendency to come out if they're not done right. Doesn't matter what it is.
This is proven and
They all are proven. It's just pick the one you like. I have better luck with helicoils, so I use helicoils. Helicoil has a better selection of sizes too, so it's another reason I like them. Plus, if the helicoil's too long, I can clip it. Make my own custom length. Can't do that with the other stuff. You can grind them off, I guess, but yeah, do something different.
that looks nice.
See, I like this tool. See why?
Yeah.
I can pull it out easier and quicker.
Pull out all that gunk.
Debris.
All the debris.
Chips. To get in the bottom of the hole. Keep the tap from going in. Yeah, that's deep enough. So I shouldn't have to go any deeper. It's pretty deep in there. But if I want to go deeper, I can put this tap in. See how it says a taper on it? The first full thread is way up here by my thumb.
Oh wow.
The first full thread on this is this far up. So see if I put them both together where the first full thread is, see the difference in the hole height? This is the bottoming tap, this is not. Now if I was to ground that point off, I would have went that much further, which is what I'll do next time. So this one here I ground almost all the way off the very last, as far as I could go and still cut. Now this one usually gives me another turn or so more depth. In this case I don't need it. On the twin cam I did need it. Half, one and a half, 2 turns. 2 turns extra, it's 2 full threads. 2 full threads is from here to there. We went that much deeper, see?
Wow.
100th thou. Just by using a modified tap. Now like I said, I could grind this off and get 1 full thread easily without any problem. But that allows the helicoil to go down without binding. Because when this runs into the bottom of the tap down in this area in here, it starts squeezing the thread down. That's what locks your bolt up. If you don't go in deep enough.
Got it.
So when you're inserting the tool, when you're inserting the insert in, you can feel it binding up in the bottom of the hole. That means you are too deep. A lot of people leave the tang in the bottom of the hole because they can't get it out or don't know any different. And that doesn't work either. Okay, so where are we at on this one? Okay, about there we're cutting. Half, 1, 1.5, 2 again. Same number.
Wow.
Like on this job we didn't need it, but we could basically run the helicoils another 1/8 of an inch longer. Probably. But that'd be a pretty long bolt. Okay, so these go back. Make sure everything's clean. Alright, you blow this hole out before you put it in. Okay, now at this point you can either put them in a drawer or you can put Loctite on them. I don't put Loctite on my inserts. Theoretically the insert will hold in better with Loctite, which it will. The problem is I don't know if the Loctite's ever going to set up all the way, because Loctite only sets up when there's no air. So the Loctite can be sitting on the outside of the insert when you put your bolt in it. If I put sleeve retainer Loctite or red Loctite on it to hold the insert in, if the bolt goes in, there's still Loctite in there, it'll catch that and it'll Loctite the bolt in with the same Loctite that's holding the insert. It'll pull the insert. So I just put them in dry. Plus, if you're going to put the Loctite, you have to clean all the oil out of these things. So you have to clean everything out.
Oh, got it.
Blow the holes out several more times. So unless there's really a reason for the Loctite, I don't do it. That's like 1 in, yeah. If I did that 3 times in 100, it'd be a lot. Never use it. Okay, so now we got our insert tool. Okay, so the insert, after you thread it all the way in there, this tang is what you're using to drive it in. You see that little line right there? That's where it breaks off when you push on this thing. It's a fracture point. Now if you take a screwdriver and you push on it, if you push right there it doesn't do anything. If you push over here, don't do much. If you push right there, it'll pop it. If you push out here, it'll probably bend it and not pop it. So you have to get the end tang all the way out. Now this tool here is made to do it. It goes down the center of the hole and pushes flat on the bottom and just knocks it clean off. If you have enough room in the bottom of the hole, this one works best. This is a winder tool. Guess what I call a winder tool?
Because it winds it.
Sets the coils in.
one side.
Okay, this collapses it down to the hole size. So it's already pre-compressed, so it goes right into the hole. Otherwise, you have to compress it to get to start. It's a little bit harder to get it to start. This one, I just hold it and just turn.
Notice the end of that tool is beveled.
It just falls it right in there. When I feel this come loose, I know I'm getting down there. Okay, so there's the insert right there. So the insert right now is basically flush with the top of the head. See how it ended right here? That's right up against the thread right here. See how thin that thread is? So when you put bolt torque on this, it actually lifts the head up right here. This area will lift up from torque, and it'll give you a false torque. It's not pulling on the whole surface when you pull on this little edge. So what I do is you put this thing in a third of a turn or half a turn and lower, so you're on a meat of a thread. So when you're pulling on it, you don't get that high spot right here. It pulls around the whole surface. The whole thread works.
Doesn't pop the edge off.
Right.
It's too thin.
It won't pop it, it just bends it up. So after you know where you're at, you go in here like this, and you give it a little extra. So there's a third of a turn extra because it was here. I'm over here now. So now this hits below the surface a little bit. See how it's still on not much of a full thread there to grab a hold of?
Yeah.
And I know we're going to torque these down pretty hard. I want to go to at least about to here. So I want to go a little bit more, about another eighth of a turn there. So, almost a quarter. So now it's way over here, right there. See how it's got a full thread now it's pulling against? So now it's going to pull up on the whole meat of the material, not just that one edge. So it eliminates the false tightness. Okay, now I'm going to pop this thing off. So you want to use a steel hammer so you get a nice solid pop.
Oh, got it.
So the bolt can drop lower.
Yeah.
You want to make sure your tang comes out.
Tang.
See the tang?
Nothing.
I mean, it's
The
still
tang
in
is
there.
still in there.
Still laying in there. Somewhere. I don't see it, but it's in there. So I got to figure out, wiggle around a little bit. I didn't feel it. But I know it didn't come out yet. There it is. So I don't know if it got caught on the edge of the thread or I banged it and it stuck in the aluminum down there. When I just went and wiggled around like this in the bottom hole, it freed it up. I didn't feel it down there. So it was disengaged. It was probably just jammed into the aluminum because I hit it so hard. But these are stainless steel and they're hard. So if these get into the motor, wherever they go, they cause a lot of damage. So you always want to make sure you have your tangs and they're not anywhere near an open motor. They belong in the trash over there.
Get it down.
So I always search out my tangs. If I don't find them, I get pissed off because I don't know where it's at.
Makes sense.
And yes, I have seen them inside of motors before.
Sounds like me.
And they do damage. You can tell where they have been.
Yeah. Deep scars and scratches and chunks of metal missing.
Chunks of metal are usually missing. Okay, so you should be able to see where the thread's at this time. Where's it at? It's way over here. I don't like pulling on a real thin area like right in that area, so I'm going to pull around just a little bit deeper. I like having a nice solid spot where I stop. An exhaust gasket?
Yeah, I probably will need that.
So now this one here looks like it ends right here now.
Yep.
So we're in a solid part of the head up here now. We're not right next to that hole there. It's all about when you pull the torque. There it is again. So once again it's stuck in the bottom of the hole.
And it's the complete tang, not part of the tang.
You're not going to get part of a tang. They're pretty stout. Okay, so now we got a bowl hole that goes all the way down to the head, pretty deep.
Those are good.
And those are pretty strong. Now the other rocker box where all those holes are all pulled out, I previously did these two. There was no damage on those two. But they pulled all the other ones that were over here off. Ones I didn't do before. Okay, now you go grab a bolt. Not a 3/8 though.
Might be a bit much.
Yeah, I need a 5/16 bolt. So just grab a 5/16 bolt. And like I said, it should go right in there nice and easy. It should go all the way to the bottom. Okay, see how many threads you can use?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see how it goes in with your hand? Nice and simple. No wrenches, no pliers.
So we have an inch of thread we can put in this motor. So you don't have to worry about having a bolt really short. See, that goes all the way, it bottoms out right there. Just about where the thread runs out is where it hits. See, it comes to a stop, it just stops.
Really nice and easy.
So it's not threaded to all the way to the bottom. There's probably this much that's sticking out past the helicoil, but it doesn't matter, you get full engagement.
Right.
So you want a bolt that's going to have at least that many threads hanging out. Good 3/4 of an inch of
The
thread.
bolt you have right there is exactly what I have that goes in there. One is just a little shorter than the other one.
Right, but there's no reason why you can't put these long ones on both
Oh yeah,
both
definitely.
parts.
What happened was somebody tried to put it in, and what happened is because they was putting it in
See,
not
there's the
straight.
factory bolt. See, it's threaded, but it wasn't ever used. But see, it took the whole thing too. See, they're threaded deep stock. They purposely make those really, really deep so you don't pull them out. Because these 4 bolts have all the holding power to hold the rocker box down.
Right, but when somebody puts it in crooked and they pull half the top off,
If you only go in this deep, it's going to pull the threads.
yeah, but when it's pressure on it from the start,
Okay, now this one here, see it stopped right here. See how it stopped right
Hmm.
there? So this one will not take a full bolt for some reason. So there's something wrong with this hole. So
glad
is
you
it
checked
not
it.
threaded deep enough or what? We don't know. First thing you do is check the depth of the hole. Obviously depth is not a problem. So give me a helicoil behind you over there. You need a 5/16 coarse thread helicoil. No, not helicoil, excuse me. Top of the shelf up there. That's 3/8. Fine. I need a coarse. Go to right a couple.
like a couple right
Yeah.
there. Fine. That's fine.
That's fine. See, it's fine. I need a coarse.
Of course. Oh,
So you need a coarse over there.
There you go.
Is that a coarse?
Yep.
Okay, that's got a titty on it. You want that a titty on it?
jeez.
I can't see the backs. Here we go.
There you go. What's this?
Of course, with no titty.
With no
Coarse.
titty. Hey, Tom Tom.
Right now, I'm gonna try to clean up the hole.
So I don't know what's going on with this hole. Right off the bat, see how the tap stopped?
Yeah. Coil's probably destroyed.
So that's not a good sign. Try to get to find a new thread without destroying it. So this is going in hard all the way, see? So we're cutting. And it's going in hard.
So you're cutting something.
Yeah, it's not cutting new thread, it's cutting old
It's
thread.
been helicoiled
Okay, there's
before,
where it
hasn't
hit. It's bottomed out right there.
Has that hole been helicoiled before?
I don't know what's been done, but it needs to be done. Let's see what we got on the tap now.
Got a few shavings.
Not too bad. I don't know if there's a bunch of goop in there, old Loctite. Something was in there.
Sometimes you can get away with just cleaning them up with a tap and they work fine.
Okay, now we're going all pulled up now.
Okay.
So my guess is there's a lot of goop and crap in there.
Yeah,
I was cutting something, but I wasn't cutting the thread.
not enough.
It didn't have really any chips on it.
Okay.
And I didn't see a lot of Loctite goo. You know, it had crud and small, fine little chips, but that's not much. But if you see a bunch of chips on your tap after chasing the thread, it's gone.
Nothing to raise your eyebrows about.
Yeah, so we're good enough on that. So the biggest thing is to make sure that you have full-length bolts. Put that back where it goes. Okay, so we got 2 helicoils and 1 thread chaser. All the others are good. Right, that's it for now on this. See, now it goes beep. See how it shows red now?
Oh, it says record.
Now it's recording.
Okay.
So that last 5 minutes that we talked about, all the good stuff, didn't get it. So now it's a secret. Nobody's going to know what we talked about.
They're not gonna know.
They're not going to know because I didn't talk about it. Okay, we're going to surface this head because it blows head gaskets. So we already did the cylinder, so now we're doing the head. So I'm going to see how flat this thing is. So it's half a thou difference from here to here, which is good. Of course, I just banged it with my finger. Back up in here. So now we're 3.5 low right here. And we're about 1 low on that side.
That's the plug side.
Yeah, so
That's the side it was blowing.
This needs to go up a little bit higher on this side here, so we don't have to cut so much off the head. And the head's warped a little bit because it's higher here than it used to above. So these are basic 0, 0, 1 down, 4 down.
Right. And that's where it was leaking.
Where?
On this side here where the plug
Right
was.
here?
Yep.
That's probably why it's got leaking.
Both times.
Usually blow by exhaust, so you're blowing by spark plug, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So these are 1.5 shims. So I'm just going to shim on this side here. That's tight. See what we got now. Oops, too far. Okay, now that's 0 there. 3 up. 1 up. Make this 0. So we're about 2.5 different. That drops by 1 over there. And we're 0 there. So this has definitely got a pretty good bow from here to here. And a little bit on that side too.
Figures.
Which is kind of weird they bow like that. But oh well.
I wonder why that happens.
I don't know.
Aluminum doesn't really warp too easy.
Well, if I clamp it too hard, it'll make it bow.
Right. But it would bow the opposite direction.
No, the pressure goes to the inside, so it pushes down.
Oh.
But see, I'm between 2 hard surfaces, so that shouldn't really be impacting it.
Right.
This one over here, I'm a little bit toward the inside. I do put a gear already. So I can do that. You can see how much pressure I'm putting on this thing. See, I'm not really affecting it. It's tight. So the head's warped. So maybe that's why it's blowing gaskets. Hard to believe, huh?
Well, you know.
Okay, 1 2 Usually I like doing both because usually whatever's done on one is done on the other.
Bad part is the other one's been there, hasn't given one problem.
Yeah, miracle.
Miracle.
Come on. Thing's heavy. Get in the hole. There it goes. It's
Huh.
heavy.
It's like a 30-pound plate of steel.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, you get the that's where you get your buffing in right there. I knew you was a weightlifter.
I'll work out. Cranking now gets work out too. We don't have this solid stop. Cut her out. Think it hitting, what do you think?
Yeah. That's about him, Jim.
If you want to call that one foul, how's that? There's one under. It doesn't hit now. All right, let's see what we got to work with here. Zero. Cut some carbon. That was more carbon. Oh, we hit metal.
Yeah, just a little.
One more foul. Over here.
On the high side.
High side is like that. Looking pretty even side to side. See the low spot here and you see the low spot back here.
So you're just coming down to meet the low spot so you don't have to take as much off. It's so heavy you can't even hear it cut.
No, it's cutting.
You can see it's cutting.
It's a cutting, boss. There's the cutter right there. It's a whole cut. All right, so right here, we're just starting to skim across a little bit right here. You see this area through here? That's discoloration. That's the low spot, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would figure so.
We're definitely low over here. It might be something in aluminum right there because it looks like it's cutting all the way across, but it's got some kind of a finish, like an acid etch into it, maybe. I'm not sure.
Probably from that where it was bold.
So that was we cut one thou basically. So one more, we're going to catch this area right here a little bit more. It might take up to 2 to clean that, I'm not sure.
Two off would just get to where the low spot was.
Yeah, it's going to take 1 to get to here, and it'll take 2 to actually clean this thing all the way across, nice and heavily all the way around. So I'm thinking we give it a little, there you go.
How about I just hold this?
We'll give it a 2 thou shot. like we're supposed to. So I'll be cutting 3 off total. But it's 4 off this side because this is the highest spot right here. Okay, chips are going to go that way. So we're going to go 3.
Getting that whole section off.
Yeah. I think there's something going on the other side there. Bunch of lumens promoted over there.
Coloration of the metal.
Yeah. I staggered the 2 cuts to get a different finish.
Seal up better. Gasket.
It averages out the air. See the fluff coming off?
Yeah.
We're going to change the cut in here because see how these more of a shinier finish when you do it?
We got to the other side, it only hits certain areas.
Yeah.
They're deeper than others.
There's cutting it, you can see it.
Oh, it's cutting. But this edge over here, it completely didn't touch. And that's a flat surface.
Yeah. Within reason.
Oh, just about, what, 100,000 of a reason?
It's not 100% flat, but
How far off would you say it is?
a couple tenths, 2 or 3 tenths off maybe.
Wow, a whole 2 or 3 tenths, huh?
Yeah. See the low spots? They're just kind of fogging in. The metal's rotted.
Yeah.
So you can see how the rot of the metal is right here in the light.
Yeah.
It goes across, but you can see the pits. The metal's rotted. So you can see a little bit in the light. I don't know if you can see it in the reflection.
You know, aluminum rot.
Yep, it's called corrosion. All through here it's corroded too, you can see it.
It's not going to affect it though as far as the seal with it.
Nope, yeah, it's going to still hit on it.
Okay. What's that called you doing?
It's called sanding it. So you got machine marks that are turned into sand marks. See how it's sand marks, the machining marks over here? Sand marks take away some of the machine marks. It's like the plateau honing of the hone cylinders. Same thing's going on with this.
Helps the gasket feed and grip in there, doesn't it? Clean up some loose metals also.
Yeah. Table makes it a little bit flatter, a bit smoother. That's 120 grit. You can still see the machine marks in there, so.
Didn't take off too much.
No, we're just getting the tops of the titties right now. If you keep sanding on it, it'll eventually go down and get rid of all the marks. See how the machine marks kind of go away?
Yeah, they have a tendency to blend into all the cross pattern.
Well, they go away as you do it, so. So that's the 120 grit. That's 120. Pro grade. That's it. Drop it on the cylinder. Go to the 180 grit. Changes it again. It just gets progressively finer as you do it. Now this isn't totally flat, that's not totally flat, everything has an air to it.
It's a hell of a lot better than it was.
Yes, it's got a little bit better finish now than it used to have.
It doesn't have a couple of thousandths gap on one side.
We had 3.5 gap on one side, so. Alright, so that's pretty flat now. Now your cylinder, we put that lip in there, which is going to make it pull in real good. So that's about as flat as we're going to get it here.
So that gasket that I'm going to get is going to compensate for the drop because the piston sets.
No, I only got one piston, one gasket. It's going to raise compression.
It's going to. That's what I don't want to do. I'm gonna have to take some of that piston off. Can't.
Nope. Because you don't have a flat top piston.
No. Not the flat top. These right here. Knock off some of those. A little bit of those. Because they're going to sit.
You can cut a lot of these away. It's not going to take much compression away.
Oh, no, I don't mean the compression part. I'm talking about I don't want these to hit. They actually sit down in the...
Yeah, but you're not... Your squish band isn't that close. See how there's still carbon in here?
Right.
See how it's really black carbon over here? That's because you got over 40 thou compression height or squeezing that thing.
So I'm safe.
See how this one's a little bit closer?
Yeah.
As you get real close, all that stuff goes away. So we took off another 3 or 4 on this one. We had 3 or 4 on the other one. So we've taken about 7 or 8 thou off this thing total. But you've got plenty of room for 7 or 8 thou. Nobody runs them that close.
Valves aren't going to hit.
You probably got 50 to 60 thou clearance at least. Everything on this piston.
Okay.
They don't give you much. All you did, you just raise the compression up a little bit.
A little more heat.
So we probably raised it up by 12 to 14 tenths of a point.
Oh, 12 tenths, huh? Okay.
not 12/10, 0.12.
Yeah.
So we got 1/10. 5 thou usually works out to be about 1/10 of a compression ratio.
Okay.
And we take about between 6 to 8 off, depending on how you want to measure it. So we're going to gain about that again. So somewhere between 12 and 14 tenths. Just put some zeros in front of all your numbers.
Plus the gasket's going to actually take away a little bit of what
The
we took off.
gasket, I'm assuming, is a 43 to begin with. We're putting a 43 back. The base gasket hasn't changed, so it's going to be the same there. It's just we're going to wind up gaining a little bit of compression. Now, if you want to lose some compression, you go in here and blow some of this dome off, but you'd have to blow off 50 thou of this dome to make any real difference, because there's such a little area, surface area relative to that whole thing.
Right.
You're not going to gain hardly anything.
Okay.
So you can go in here, if you want to make it run better, you go in here and knock off all these lips in here. Get rid of all these sharp edges out of here.
Smooth it out.
Yeah, that'll gain power and lower compression.
That's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to take my file and clean all those edges up.
Yeah, just knock down. More than a file, you with rotary burr. But you can deburr the hell out of this piston, get rid of all that stuff. They run this goofy squish band thing. I don't think much of this design. I think it's stupid design, but anyway, they're going down, they're squishing at an angle, which has a gap on everything. The only place it even gets tight is right here, because see, look how much carbon you got on the side.
Right.
And you want to know how much clearance you got over there. Get about that much. So you're not even close on the side.
So you're saying just the edges, just smooth these off.
Yeah, you can cut that thing flush.
Just the inner parts, two inner parts.
Yeah, you can clean all these radiuses off here a little bit.
And what do you suggest I use to clean them
That
with?
will lock off. That'll let the air flow a little bit better around it, but the whole thing's just a bad design.
So,
I don't know why they put this stupid dome like this anyway.
what would I use to clean it?
A rotary burr.
A rotary deburrer?
Burr.
Dremel?
Dremel. These are
Oh,
burrs. These are
okay.
burrs.
I got some.
Burr, burr. That's
I
what they
got
do.
some.
You're just going to knock these edges off.
I will
Then you
do.
want to decide you want to knock any of this crap off. I don't think so. This piston design is stupid.
Huh.
See all these unburnt hydrocarbons through here? See how black
Yeah.
it is? That's all unburnt fuel. So to fuel it when the motor you're not using, it's waste.
Right.
So much carbon's all through this thing.
That I do.
'Cause there's no squish band in this side. It ain't doing nothing. It's terrible. It's a bad design. I don't know what the hell they're doing with it. On the race bike, we run a tapered squish band like this all the way around. You squeeze right up to it. This, they just have a big gap in it. You see how much that thing moves.
Yeah.
See, when you're sitting flush, look how close it is. But I'm bottomed out. We don't run there. You got to lift it up a little bit, and look how much you gain real quick.
A lot of slap.
Yeah, so it's just ridiculous. The design is stupid. And I don't know why they did it. They had a theory. Theory sucked.
Well, I guess that everybody else paid for their trial and error.
Who else runs a dome that looks like this? Nobody. It's just stupid.
I've never seen one like that.
Edelbrock's got their own design, but at least they got a little bit of sense on how they did theirs. I don't know who designed this piece of crap. But. So, to make it run right is you weld this thing all up, and you put a flat top on it, and you squish it like it should.
Right.
Because then it would be squishing from this thing, from here over. Now that would run good, but what they got here, no, it's junk. But, oh well, that's how they made it. Now you want to know how much blow-by you have. See all this black carbon through here?
Right.
That's blow-by. See how this is built up right to the cylinder right here? See how it's rubbing on the cylinder, the carbon?
Yeah. That's what's scarring it.
That is scarring up a little bit, yes. So this
So
all
that
needs
top
to be,
pressure ring is not seating.
this all needs to be ground away, back down to the aluminum, and then that'll be good. Now I would clean this all up before you put the rings in it. You're using these old rings to protect your groove. You go in here with a wire brush or something, knock all this crap out of here, or scrape it, then put new rings in it.
I don't even have no rings to put in
So
it.
over here, it's all blow-by. The top ring didn't seal, so it went down to the second ring. And see, the second ring wasn't stopping at all either. See how it's got color going
Yeah.
past?
Gold.
You got heat coming past, but not too bad. Now, you want to know how hot the piston was? That's why you got gold. See how hot it
Right.
is? This motor's run really, really hot. See how hot it's all burnt oil up in there?
Yeah.
Or you got cheap ass oil, one of the two. You said you had Tribodon in it, but was this piston always had Tribodon in it? Probably not. So, it looks like the second ring is stopping most of the blow-by, which is good. But this top ring, the second ring is supposed to be a scraper ring. The compression ring is supposed to stop the compression. So that's why you're getting all this blow by. And all this pressure that's coming down here unloads the oil ring and just really makes it not work. So all of this stuff is just not correct. It looks like there's a dot over here, so that means there it is. I know the ring was in there correct. So that's why the second ring was doing its job. But this all needs to get cleaned off, so the best way to clean that is to blast it off with a blaster. Get all that crap off. Then you clean everything all up, put your rings in it, you'll be good to go.
Oh, you got rings?
I'll have to see what I got. But anyway, for now we got what we got. So at least now the cylinder will seal. And you won't have a blown head gasket again. At least we'll get that part handled. Alright, that's it. Go like that.